So another example. Suppose that in a survey, 39% of the respondents feel guilty about wasting food or feel bad about wasting food. 27% of the respondents feel bad about leaving lights on when no one is around. And then 12% of the respondents feel bad about both. We want to find the probability that a random person feels bad about either wasting food or leaving lights on. So how do we approach this problem? Notice that we're being asked for a probability. So our job now is to figure out what probability are we being asked for. The key word here is the word or. Right? Remember from a previous video, the word or means we're talking about the union. Right? So in this case, we're being asked for the probability of wasting food union with leaving lights on. Now this is a probability of the union. So according to the addition rule, this is equal to the probability of wasting food plus the probability of leaving lights on minus the probability of the intersection of wasting food and leaving lights on. Okay. Now, what's the probability of wasting food? The probability of wasting food is given to us in the problem, which is 39%, right? We know 39% of the respondents feel bad about wasting food. And so this is 0.39. The probability of feeling bad about leaving lights on is 20%, 27%. So this is 0.27. And then the probability of the intersection, remember that the intersection means and, right? So feeling bad about both. According to the original problem, that probability is 12%. So if you work out the math here, you're going to have the probability of wasting food union with leaving lights on of 0.54. Now let's do a follow-up problem. We want to find the probability that a random person does not feel guilty for either of these reasons. Okay. Now, here again, we're being asked for a probability, right? So let's first identify which probability we are being asked for exactly. So if you translate, so this question is equivalent to finding the probability that someone does not feel bad for either wasting food or leaving lights on, right? And I think that the best way to approach this problem is to look at a Venn diagram. So suppose I have my Venn diagram, and then I have this circle that represents the people who feel bad about wasting food. So these are the waste food people. Then I have another circle that represents the people who feel bad about leaving lights on. So this is the leave lights on circle. So in this question, we're interested in the area outside of the two circles, which represents the people who do not feel bad about either wasting food or leaving lights on, right? So not feel bad about either. Okay, and let me shade that area. So the shaded area is the area that we want to compute. Okay. So we want the shaded area here. But the non-shaded area in this Venn diagram, in other words, the area inside the two circles, represents the people who feel bad about either. And so area inside circles equals feel bad about either of these reasons. Okay. And by the complement rule, the probability of feel bad about either plus the probability of not feel bad about either is equal to 1. But notice that we have computed the probability of feel bad about either, which is 0.54 from earlier. Right? And so the probability of not feel bad about either is just going to be equal to 1 minus 0.54, which is 0.46. So the key here is to correctly identify that we're interested in the area outside of the two circles. Why? Because being in either of the two circles means that a person feels bad about either wasting food or leaving lights on, right? And the probability that we want is the probability that a person does not feel guilty or does not feel bad about either. So in this video we looked at a problem where we apply the addition rule to find the probability of the union, and then in the follow-up question we added an extra layer where we use the complement rule to find the probability that somebody does not feel bad for either of the reasons.